spark a flame of pride deep down inside. For the flag still flies here at home. Mix is okay? Yeah, it's normal. Is it?
Hi, my name is Adam Mancini. My title here in Nampa is the City Forester. If you've been to Hi, my name is Adam Mancini. My title here in Nampa is the City Forester. If you've been to Kohlerlawn Cemetery at all in the last few years, you might have noticed some of the trees here, the arborvitaes, are dying. The tops have been dying out for about 5 to 6 years. We've identified a pest that has been infesting them, and we've been attempting to control them. And fortunately, with our control measures, have been unsuccessful. We've had to look at options to remove and replace these trees. Unfortunately, as an arborist, our last resort is to remove trees. So realizing that all of these arborvitaes that we have planted here cost a lot of money to remove and replace, we found an opportunity to apply for a grant with the federal government. The fortunate thing is it's a match waivered grant. We applied for it, we were awarded the grant, and that will pay for the removal and replacement of all of these arborvitaes here at Kohlerlawns. So these trees behind me are part of the finished result of our project here at Kohlerlawn Cemetery, where we removed the arborvitae and planted tree out here.
It was almost afternoon, wasn't it? Yeah. Folks, we're gonna start. You're gonna hear some things happening. I'm David Ferdinand, your MC for today's memorial service to honor the heroes of the military conflicts, wars, and acts of terrorism, remembering those fallen in battles around the world to protect the freedoms that we enjoy in this favored of all nations. We are gathered here today to honor that long list of heroes, as well as their families, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and children. You know, just 3 years after the Civil War ended, on May 5th of 1868, the head of the Organization of Union Veterans, the Grand Army of the Republic, established Declaration Day. How many of you remember it was called Declaration Day? There you go. This was obviously a time for the nation to decorate the graves of the war dead with flowers. Major General John A. Logan declared that Declaration Day should be observed on May 30th. It is believed that date was chosen because flowers would be in bloom all over the country. Somebody knew what they were doing. See, there you go. The first large observance was held that year at Arlington across the Potomac River. And I heard this morning that there are 400,000 graves at Arlington. Just incredible. Anyway, that observance, obviously we have people that you're going to hear from today that are going to try to bring you a little flavor of what we are doing and how we are honoring those war dead. So, if you will, if you'd like to stand, we are going to have the different groups that are involved is Post 18 of the American Legion, Commander Scott Tighe, Veterans, Troop 112 Honor Guard, and Legion Riders. And of course, we're going to have a placement of the flags of the gravesite of the unknown dead by Legion Riders. And then, of course, the presentation of the colors and the pledge Pledge Allegiance by Troop 112 Honor Guard. And then our national anthem will be sung by Patti, Syme. And then we're going to have our mayor welcome us today.
Honor guard! Post flush, proper and salute. Please join me in the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in singing the national anthem, the first and the fourth verse. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, thus be it ever when free men shall stand between their loved homes and the war's desolation, blessed with victory and peace. May this heaven's rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us this nation. Then conquer we must, for our cause it is just, and this be our motto: in God is our trust, and the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Color guard, secure the halyard. Color guard, reform rank. Honor guard, forward, march.
Please remain standing as we invite our great mayor, Debbie Kling, for our opening prayer.
Thank you. Let's bow our heads. Lord, first and foremost, I want to thank the one and only God that you had a plan to found our great nation, the United States of America. I thank you that from the foundation of this nation and this city of Nampa, that you were our guide. Through all the challenges and battles, you were with us, strengthening the hands of those who served. Many sacrificed their lives for our freedom. They were sons and daughters, husbands, wives, fathers, mothers, ordinary people who were strong and courageous. Your word said, "Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." And they went, giving their all. From the Revolutionary War to our most recent worldwide tensions, I thank you for the brave men and women who have gone before us that sacrificed their lives to preserve the freedom that we enjoy today. May we have that same courage and willingness to sacrifice, even if not serving militarily, to protect the foundation of our faith that our nation was built upon. So today, Lord, we pause in remembrance of those who gave their lives, who sacrificed their all to protect our freedoms. Lord, help us not to forget their sacrifices. And we thank you, Lord, the God of this city and this nation, for continuing to watch over us. Amen.
You may be seated. Now, I would suggest that we probably have some other leaders here. I know I did welcome City Council person Victor, who's going to be praying for us at the end. Victor Rodriguez, Natalie Jangulov. Where's Natalie? Natalie, wave it. There she is. And we have any other City Council or there's? Wait a minute. There's Sebastian back there waving. Wave again, Sebastian. Griffin. Any other? Do we have any other elected officials? Wait a minute. I see a county clerk back there. Thanks, Rick. Nice to have you with us. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else. Who is that back there? Steve? Is that Steve back there? He's got a hat on. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for being with us. Any other elected officials? I know some of those guys sneak in from Caldwell, so well, they know what you're doing over here. You know, we have a lot of fun. Now, there will be a flyover that's starting about 11 o'clock, and the Warhawk will be flying all over this valley. They're gonna start out by St. Alphonsus, then fly to Middleton, then come here, and so we're gonna try to finish up about that time to make sure that, or maybe a little ahead, just to make sure that they're ready to go. So I did want to welcome all of you today that are elected officials. How about military? We got military here. Can we have all of those that served and are currently serving in the military? Please stand so that we can really recognize you. Give them a big hand. Paul. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks so much. You know, this is a day that we really want to celebrate. The as was stated, Decoration Day had begun in the early years to make sure that those who gave their lives for our nation would have a day to be recognized, and it was set aside as May 30th. You know, I also think that's interesting. It's also Ascension Day. isn't that interesting? That May 30th, and then then it became the Monday. But that happened officially, excuse me, in 1967. So we've been doing that. Let's see, that'd be somewhere around. Let's see, I think I started dating my wife at that time. So it's got to be at least 58 years. How's that? That's a while. Well, anyway, we want to make sure that veterans from World War. We have any veterans from World War I here? I'm just checking. World War II. Could we have those World War II veterans stand? I know that if we've got any World War II veterans, I know my dad has been gone a little while. How about the Korean War? Do we have any veterans from the Korean War that are still here? Somebody. Vietnam. Yes. There's none. Thank you. How about Iraq? There we go. Afghanistan. Saudi Arabia. How about Fallujah? You know, we can't. I'm sure we're going to miss some of the battles, but once again, please thank. Also, how many of you are related to these people? Would you stand? Let's give them a big hand as well. These are the families of our veterans. Yes. Thank you. Well, you know, I know we got Scott. Are you ready? Oh, he's over here. All right. I'm going to introduce Scott Tighe. He's going to tell you the history of the American Legion, the Joseph H. Murray Post 18, right? All right. And Commander Scott Tighe represents the post right here, the American Legion in Nampa. Would you give him a big hand and welcome?
Well, thank you. Good morning. I am Scott. I am the commander of the American Legion, Post 18 here in Nampa. Our post was established 106 years ago by veterans returning from World War I. They chose to name our post after Joseph H. Murray.
Raise your microphone up.
Can you hear me now? There we go. We chose to name our post Joseph H. Murray. He was a 1912 Nampa High School graduate who died of influenza in Germany just 2 weeks before he was set to return home. We will honor him today by placing a wreath at his final resting place. And we are here today to honor the sacrifices made by the 1 million heroes who have died while defending this country since the American Revolution, a sacrifice that is painfully shared by the families and close friends of these heroes. Most of us will not truly understand the depths of their despair unless we've experienced it, but we can always offer our support. We can wear the poppy, we can place flags, we can put wreaths on their graves, we can donate to charities and provide for their families, but most importantly, we can always remember and honor their sacrifice. For 100 years, the preamble of the Constitution of the American Legion has stated our commitment to this. Preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in the Great War. The wording was a natural outcome for an organization that was founded by World War I veterans that had just had victory in the war to end all wars. In 2019, we changed our preamble to expand our publicly stated commitment. We now promise to preserve the memories and incidents of our association in all wars. We honor American heroes from the American Revolution through the global war on terrorism and every battle in between. The location is unimportant. It is in the hearts of these men and women that truly matter. It is the devotion within that led them to sacrifice their lives for our country that we all love. It is hard for us, the living, to equate ourselves with those who made such a sacrifice. The surviving loved ones do not have to look very far to find their heroes. We may not only find our heroes, but we can examine what type of country that we live in. No matter what critics say about America, can a nation that produces such remarkable men and women be anything but a force for good? Can we do more to create a country that is worthy of such sacrifice? And may we always remember that sacrifice. Thank you. I'd also like to say another veteran service organization such as ourselves, the VFW, is having a Memorial Day dedication at 2 o'clock to present to the City of Nampa a War on Terrorism plan. Thank you.
And that's going to be at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the memorial right beside City Hall. So, and we'll remind them here in just a little bit of that. Well, you probably saw our motorcycles come in. Boy, don't you love those motorcycles with those flags? The placement of the flags around the graveside of the unknown dead by the Legion Riders. We've got a couple of songs that our good friend and our good patriot Obadiah Neasham. I love this song. I don't know if anybody else sings this song. It's so great, wonderful song. So welcome Obadiah Neasham. The flag still flies here at home. Welcome Obadiah.
This song was written by a friend of mine when his son shipped out for Iraq with the Marines. It seems like it was raining the day we said goodbye. It may have just been tears running from our eyes as we watched our boy leave to become a man, to stand up for our country, stop praying for his safety day and night. Every morning we would rise, see old glory flying high. It would spark a flame of pride deep down inside. For the flag still flies here at home, free to wave the banner for the brave and the strong. So march on, soldiers, you are not alone, for the flag still flies here at home. Well, all across this country there are brave volunteers who sacrifice their time with blood, sweat, and tears. With every heartbeat they pledge their loyalty to defend our freedom, our peace, and liberty. For the courage they have shown, we need to make it known that we are proud and grateful for the brave and the strong. So we raise our banners high every morning to the sky. The stars and stripes forever we will fly. And the flag still flies here at home, free to wave the banner for the brave and the strong. So march on, soldiers, you are not alone, for the flag still flies here at home. So march on, soldiers, you are not alone, for the flag still flies here at home.
Thank you, Obadiah. Looks like we've got the next generation coming on over there too, and his family. Thank you for being a part of this. Well, man, I was telling my friend Bill Roscoe from the Boise Rescue Mission, who we had speaking this year, and I told him his name is Command Sergeant Major Paul Maisey, and he said he's the real deal. So I thought that was pretty good, Paul. That's from someone who was honoring you with that message. Paul Maisey currently serves as the Command Sergeant Major of the 116th Cavalry Brigade Combat Team, graduate of Valley View High School in 1998, and then the very next year enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps in 1999, became qualified as an indirect fire infantryman. He served with the 3rd Battalion, 5th Marines from 99 to 2003, deployed to Southeast Asia on the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit in 2002, and for the invasion of Iraq in 2003. I'm trying to do this fast, you guys, but this guy has done a lot, or served his country well. 2003, after being honorably discharged from the Marines, enlisted in the Idaho Army National Guard as an armor crewman in Company C, 2nd of the 116th Cavalry. In 2004, deployed to Iraq for Operation Iraqi Freedom 3 as a fire team leader with Company B, 2nd 116th Cavalry, and in 2010 deployed to Iraq again for Operation New Dawn as a platoon sergeant with Company A, 2nd 116th Cavalry. 2002, deployed to multiple countries in the Middle East as the Command Sergeant Major of the 2nd 116th Cavalry, completed his multiple overseas trainings and exercises. I could go on and on. I wanted to just tell you, awards and decorations included the Bronze Star Medal, Meritorious Service Medal, Army Commendation Medal, the Army Achievement Medal, the Combat Action Badge, and the Navy Marine Corps Combat Action Ribbon. Wow. Command Sergeant Major Maisey and his wife Betsy have been married 23 years, and they live here in Nampa with their 3 children, Elijah, Jillian, and Patrick. Would you please welcome our speaker today, Command Sergeant Major Paul Maisey.
Thanks for that introduction, Dave. Good morning, Mayor Kling, veterans, fellow citizens. I just want to start by a special thanks to our City of Nampa Parks Department for the planning and effort that they put into this ceremony. It is absolutely a beautiful sight and entirely fitting for such an occasion. Well done. As we gather here this morning, let us reflect on why we're here. As Americans, we gather annually to pay special tribute to the members of our armed forces who gave their life in the service of our country. There are many philosophical, cultural, and political institutions for which the United States draws direct inspiration from our ancient predecessors. Commemorating those who paid the ultimate sacrifice in war is a tradition nearly as old as Western civilization itself. Over 2,500 years ago, about 26 miles from Athens, Greece, on the plains of Marathon, a burial mound was erected to commemorate the 192 Athenians who perished repelling a Persian invasion to defend their version of democracy. And that tribute still stands today. That helps lay a foundation for how Americans have honored our war dead. From the earliest days of our republic, Americans have honored those who gave their lives for freedom. It began immediately after the Revolutionary War, with communities across the new nation holding springtime memorials, each displaying a local expression of gratitude for the price of liberty. In 1866, just 1 year after the Civil War, a group of women in Columbus, Mississippi were tending to Confederate war graves. Moved by the sight of neglected graves of Union soldiers, they cleaned and adorned those with flowers as well. This act of unity set a tone for what would follow. On May 30th, 1868, the first event we'd recognize as Memorial Day took place at Arlington National Cemetery. Ulysses S. Grant presided over a ceremony that included speeches by Confederate and Union soldiers, the singing of hymns, prayers, and the decoration of Union and Confederate graves. It was a moment of mourning, yes, but it was also a step towards healing for America. The aftermath of the Civil War had left the soul of America deeply wounded, and the gesture of those ladies in Columbus, along with the inclusion of Confederate soldiers at that first Memorial Day, were among the actions our society undertook to minimize the lingering sentiments of anger and to foster reconciliation and forgiveness. These actions are unique in the history of warfare, and they are profoundly American. Major General John Logan, Commander-in-Chief of the Grand Army of the Republic, shaped that first ceremony with clear intent. He ordered that the graves be decorated with, quote, the choicest flowers of springtime, end quote. He then went on to order that, quote, we should guard their graves with sacred vigilance. Let pleasant paths invite the coming and going of reverent visitors and fond mourners. Let no neglect, no ravages of time testify to the present or to the coming generations that we have forgotten as a people the cost of a free and undivided republic. End quote. That first Memorial Day, then called Remembrance Day, spread across the United States. By the late 19th century, state legislatures had designated May 30th for this purpose. After World War I, the ceremonies grew to honor all American war dead, and in 1971, Congress made Memorial Day a national holiday set for the last Monday in May. Idaho joined the Union in 1890, meaning that no Idahoans fell in the Civil War. Yet, history still touches us here. 2 Civil War veterans are interred here in this cemetery. Private Andrew Herman, a Union soldier, and Robert Montgomery, a Confederate soldier. They fought on different sides of that horrible war, yet their fate is the same: eternal rest here in Nampa. The first Idahoan killed in combat after statehood was Private George W. Hall of the 1st Idaho Infantry Regiment. He was killed in action by an enemy sniper on February 4th, 1899, in Santa Mesa, Philippines. When World War I erupted, over 19,000 Idahoans served in the American Expeditionary Forces, with 782 paying the ultimate sacrifice. On December 7th, 1941, when Imperial Japanese forces attacked Pearl Harbor, 12 Idaho sailors were aboard the USS Arizona, among the 1,177 lost that day. All told, 1,118 Idahoans would eventually fall in World War II. Idahoans answered America's call again during the Cold War. 131 Idahoans gave their lives to fight the spread of communism during the Korean War. Among them was Nampa citizen, Private First Class Herbert Littleton. Littleton served with Company C, 1st Battalion, 7th Marine Regiment. On April 22, 1951, Littleton's unit was established in defensive positions in Chungcheong, Korea, when they were violently attacked by a numerically superior enemy force. Littleton quickly began calling artillery fire on the enemy, but when a hand grenade was thrown into his position, he leapt on it without hesitation, the blast killing him instantly, but saving the lives of the 3 fellow Marines. For his courage, he was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor. In 2009, Nampa's post office was renamed in his honor. Medal of Honor recipient, Private First Class Littleton, rests here at the Kohlerlawn Cemetery. The names of 217 Idahoans are etched into the black granite of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. Among those 217 names is Chief Warrant Officer Jesse Don Phelps, a 1955 graduate of Nampa High School. Chief Warrant Officer Phelps was killed in action when his helicopter was shot down near An Khê, Vietnam, on December 28, 1965. It was not until 2008 that the wreckage of his helicopter was found in that Vietnamese jungle, and in 2009, his remains were honorably returned to his family here in Idaho. On September 11, 2001, U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander Ronald J. Vaughn, a Nampa native and 1982 graduate of Nampa High School, was serving duty as watch commander at the U.S. Navy Command Center in the Pentagon. Lieutenant Commander Vaughn died at the hands of terrorists when American Airlines Flight 77 struck the Pentagon that morning. And since that day, 57 more Idahoans have given their lives in the global war on terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan. Idaho's legacy of service runs deep. These Idaho stories remind us the Memorial Day's roots reach into our own hometown, shaping how we remember and honor their sacrifice here in Nampa. The names I've mentioned represent only a small portion of the more than 2,300 Idahoans who have given all in the service of their nation. To those gathered here today, I invite you to reflect on a brother, sister, son, daughter, relative, friend, classmate, or comrade who lost their life serving the United States. I ask you to tell their story and celebrate their memory, as they certainly would want you to do. General George S. Patton provided some wise words on how he chose to reflect on those who died in the service of their country. He said, quote, "It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who died. Rather, we should thank God that such men lived," end quote. I am thankful. I am thankful that men and women of character were and are willing to serve a cause larger than themselves. Memorial Day is more than just a single day. It's a promise kept across generations. It's a time to pause and measure the cost of liberty, to recognize that every name on a headstone or memorial wall represents a life given for something greater than themselves. It's a call to understand that our freedoms are not a guarantee, but earned through the courage of those who have served. Today's significance also lies in its dual purpose, to mourn the fallen and to inspire the living. It bridges past and present, reminding us that the United States stands strong because of those who came before us and wore the nation's uniform, and those who still do. This day challenges us to look beyond ourselves, to celebrate those no longer here, and to care for the families and friends who grieve the loss of a loved one. While today's special purpose is to remember those who sacrificed, let us not forget those who served in the past and those who serve now. As of early 2025, only about 66,000 World War II veterans remain with us, reminding us that time is short to seek out and hear their stories. But the torch is passed to a new generation, and today's service members carry forward that same disciplined spirit. Their selfless service to America mirrors the courage of those we memorialize today. We can honor Idaho's service members through simple yet effective action. We can refer to the Nampa Post Office by its full name, keeping PFC Littleton's memory alive. We can visit or volunteer the Idaho State Veterans Cemetery or the Idaho Veterans Home. You can volunteer with any number of veteran service organizations. These activities keep the memories of those who sacrificed alive while also fostering relation community. The cost of freedom is steep, paid not just in battle, but also by the families who wait, communities who mourn, and those who return forever changed. We honor that cost, not just with flowers or words, but through action, through education, and through active support of survivors, veterans, and an unwavering commitment to those currently serving. The President recently remarked on Memorial Day, and I found his words a fitting conclusion. We can never replace them, we can never repay them, but we can always remember. Today, that is what we are doing. We remember. End quote. Let us ensure their graves, like those at Marathon or Arlington, are guarded with sacred vigilance. Let us prove through our deeds that their memory will live on. Thank you. May God bless our fallen. God bless our Gold Star families. God bless the United States of America.
I think he would allow you to sing along with this one. God bless the USA.
This is your fault, Patti.
Thank you, Obadiah. We're getting about ready to close, but boy, we've got some important parts still remain. We're going to have Susie Christensen, the chapter regent, and Peggy Orbrea, the honorary regent of Idaho chapter, the Daughters of the American Revolution. They're going to place the wreath on the unknown soldier. Then the firing party detail that you see right over here, the Mountain Home Air Force Base honor guard with, they're going to be firing 3 volleys, and then taps will be sounded by the Mountain Home Air Force Base, and then of course the laying of the wreath will happen, and it's going to be concluding our presentation for today. Victor, we're going to have you close in prayer for us, if you will. So let's welcome Susie. Are you guys going to do that now? There you go.
Welcome. I am honored to come to you today representing the Idaho chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution. DR was founded in 1890, and it is a nonprofit, non-political volunteer women's service organization dedicated in promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future for better education for our children. We have enjoyed a long partnership with Kohlerlawn in honoring our local veterans. Our chapter continues to serve as the local coordinator for Wreaths Across America. This is a nonprofit organization that started in 1992 in Maine by a wreath maker who found he had a surplus of wreaths near the end of the holiday season. Working with the Maine senator, arrangements were made for these wreaths to be placed at Arlington Cemetery, National Cemetery, in one of the older sections that have received fewer and fewer visitors over the passing of years. In 2022, Wreaths Across America and its national network of volunteers placed over 2.7 million wreaths on veterans' graves at over 3,700 local cemeteries and beyond, many right here in Idaho. Saturday, December 13th, 2025, we will host the Wreaths Across America service here at Kohlerlawn for the 5th year. We invite you to join us for the National Wreaths Across America Day to place wreaths on veterans' graves. We hope to be able to honor over 950 veterans that are laid to rest here at Kohlerlawn. We need the help of the community, and the community, we have a table at the back that you can pick up information regarding how to help us support the Wreaths Across America project here with purchasing of wreaths and being able to honor those here locally at Kohlerlawn. So feel free to stop by our table at the end of the ceremony. It is now my privilege to have Peggy Obadiah honor as we lay the wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier.
The national moment of remembrance encourages all Americans to pause wherever you are at 3 p.m. local time on Memorial Day for a minute of silence to remember and honor those who have died in service to our nation. You know, General Logan's order for his post to decorate graves in 1868 with the choicest flowers of springtime urged we should guard their graves with sacred vigilance. Let pleasant paths invite the coming and going of reverent visitors and fond memories. Let no neglect, no ravages of time testify to the present or to the coming generations that will have forgotten. I'd like to bring up Victor Rodriguez, City Councilman, to close in prayer.
If you remember last year, it was raining. Oh God, this is just great today. I have a statement before I say the closing prayer. Memorial Day stands as one of the most solemn and heartfelt holidays of the United States. A day not just for backyard barbecues and families get-togethers, but a sacred day of remembrance. It is the national moment carved out to honor the brave men and women who laid down their lives in military service for the freedoms we so often take for granted. Behind every flag flying at half-mast is a story of courage, sacrifice, and selfless devotion to a cause greater than oneself. Behind every folded flag handed to a grieving family is a lifetime of memories, a legacy of valor, and a deep ache that words often fail to soothe. On this day of reflection, prayer becomes a powerful tool. It bridges the gap between our present comfort and ultimate sacrifice made by others. It also offers healing for grieving hearts, gratitude for freedom, and hope for a peaceful future. Through prayer, we lift up our voices in unity, remembering the fallen, comforting the bereaved, and thanking God for the freedom that was so costly to obtain. Let's bow our heads. Lord, as we remember the fallen heroes of our nation, we are reminded of the ultimate sacrifice made in love and service. May we continue to honor their memory, reflecting the selflessness and courage they displayed. Help us to cherish our freedom and work towards peace, understanding, and justice in our world. Thank you for the lives of those who gave all, and may their memory inspire us to be better in all that we do. Amen.
I want to make sure that we haven't forgotten anything. This is a great day. As was stated, it was a little rainy last year, but we just wanted to say special thanks. The ceremony could not occur without the support and generosity of the Idaho chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Thank you for always being willing, yes, give them a hand, to assist us. There's going to be a flyover. They say it's going to start about 11 o'clock from Warhawk. I think they're going to have a couple of P-40s and P-51 Mustangs. And of course, our Kohlerlawn Cemetery, Ryan Lancaster, the cemetery sexton, and of course Scott Bowman. Yeah, you can give those guys a hand. Thanks. They helped put this all together. And of course, Amy Bowman from the communications from the office of the mayor. She's been sending out, what do we call it, social media you know, and trying to get everybody out. Of course, thank you to our Nampa Police Chief, Joe Huff, and his family, and Deputy Chief Brad Daniels, and Parks and Recreation Director Cody Swander, and there's many, many others. Darrell, thank you for being here as well, and our City Council. You know, it's nice to have a group of people that stay involved and want to make sure that they promote the incredible things that Nampa stands for, and especially here at Kohlerlawn. So I'd also want to thank Command Sergeant Major Paul Maisey. If you would thank Paul once again for his great message. And Obadiah, you still got it, man. You're singing good. And Patti, Syme, thank you, Patti. Commander, American Legion Commander, Post 18, Scott Tighe, and of course our American Legion riders and escorts, and Mountain Home Air Force Base. What'd you think of those guys today? That was tremendous. So I wanted to mention one more time, the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 3647 will hold that short ceremony at 2 o'clock this afternoon to unveil a new plaque honoring fallen veterans from the War on Terror. This is right outside the mayor's office. The event will take place at Veterans Memorial located on the east side of the Nampa City Hall at 411 3rd Street South. And as the planes start going over, God bless America and God bless Nampa. Give yourselves a big hand, and thanks for being here.
Oh, you got that reference.